Really, I'm hoping that the 4G on the phone just here is going to be good enough. I'm, not convinced it will be, but anyway, if you are new here or you are seeing this recorded, then you should be subscribing so that you see when it's pop up for anything like this. This little chat is entitled Why You Should Study A-Level Physics. So I really think that's an important one to consider, why you should study A-Level Physics. There's some reasons why maybe you shouldn't, but I think that people should be studying A-Level Physics because I absolutely love it. Okay, so that's a question I'm going to ask you. If you are actually studying A-Level Physics, why should people study A-Level Physics? So if you're studying it and you love it, then try and convince other people why they should go ahead and study A-Level Physics. Okay, so here's my thoughts about it. If you want an A-level where you're going to find out and be able to actually measure some kind of fundamental quantities about the universe, then A-Level Physics is for you. If you're not interested in that, if you're not interested in actually thinking to yourself, okay, I want to actually be able to measure things that exist everywhere in the universe, like numbers that are fixed every single place in the universe, then I don't think you're interested in A-Level Physics. Because for me, it's about doing the experiments. And well, I'm here a bit late at school today because it's our open evening today, and we're trying to actually convince people to stay and study our subjects. And so we think that obviously our subjects are the best. We enjoy teaching them, and we want people to enjoy them as well. So why should people study A-Level Physics is the things I'm going to ask in the chat. And then I'm also going to talk to you just a little bit about where I think you should go and why you probably, I think, personally stay at your own school. Okay, so there's a couple of things in the chat, a couple of questions. Any tips how to revise for GCSE Physics? Yeah, absolutely loads of tips how to revise for GCSE Physics all over my channel, okay? So if you go to any of my videos that are entitled How to Revise GCSE Physics, then you'll get tips. If you go to any of my videos that are like how to get an A in GCSE Physics, how to get a grade 9 in GCSE Physics, there's loads of stuff there as well. No, John, I won't look outside. And it's about actually making sure that you find the bits that are that you find hard. Find the things that you find hard, and then target them. That's the key to revising. These things, I happen to be sitting in front of a stack of revision guides, are useful, but everybody's going to have parts they need to focus on in there. And well, I was actually chatting to some of our grade 9 students from last year's GCSE Physics. They're now our A-level students, and they've been talking about how to use these things. And for all of them, the thing that everyone said was make sure you find hardest and work on them. Right, nice one. Okay, so what else we've got here? Some other good stuff. It can be hard at the start, but it can get easy. But then I'm doing BTEC applied. Right, okay, yeah, do you know what, though, Sam? You're absolutely right. But every single A-level subject, every single level 3 subject, which is A-levels, BTEC level 3s, things like that, they are things that you are going to need to make a jump up from GCSE. Okay, so at first there's this really steep learning curve, and then you get that jump up. So A-level Physics is not different to that. Okay, it is one of the hardest subjects. So the other thing that I would say about why you maybe shouldn't do A-level Physics, if you're not up for a challenge, if you're up for a challenge, then you should do A-level Physics for sure. If you're interested in how things work, if you're interested in the universe, then you should be studying A-level Physics, and you should get excited because you will measure some really important quantities about the universe, and you will do practicals, experiments where you will try and refine that and make it accurate, make it precise, and look at how close you can get to measuring fundamental quantities. Like, for example, getting the speed of sound and measuring it to within 1%, getting g by freefall and measuring it to within 1%, getting Coulomb's law constant, which is the constant by which charged particles interact, and actually try and measure that to within the kind of tiny little percentages. Can't get that one down to 1%, but to get as close as you can to the accurate and the true value of those quantities. That's what I find exciting. That's what I love about it. So the next thing is, where should you go? Now, a lot of people think about the school at this point, and it's very easy to look at other schools and think the grass is greener. Okay, but I've worked in several schools, and probably you've only been to one school. And I will say that every single school that I've ever been to has its strengths and has its weaknesses, but basically at bottom, they're all very, very similar. They have teachers who are very committed. They have leaders who really want the kids and the staff to succeed. And they have some things that maybe they're not so good at. But I would say stick where you're at, because the positives of being at a school that you know, with teachers that you know, and with people that you know, far outweigh the differences between different schools. So don't look across at other schools in your city and think that the grass is always greener, okay? Because it really often isn't, okay? Any other points, any other things in the chat? Then I'm going to go downstairs because the parents' evening, the open evening is starting right now. Good stuff. Yeah, if you want to be a pilot, you should probably do physics at A-level. Physics at A-level also shows that you can cope with challenge. So if there is the argument that people with physics degrees and people with A-level physics go on to earn a lot, but I think you shouldn't pick something that you want to study by how much money you can earn in the future. I think that's the wrong way to look at it because you won't be committed enough to actually put the effort in to get the grade that you want. All right, nice one, dudes. I think that's it. Rachel Burnett Music. Doing GCSEs at the moment, planning doing A-level physics, English literature and music. Do you think physics will be too much with English on top? No, I don't. It's a funny mix. So what was it? A-level physics, English and music. Yeah, it's a funny mix, right? But if you absolutely love your physics, then you will have the time, you will have the drive to do well in it. You've just got to be really aware. You won't have the math skills that a lot of you in your class will have if they're doing maths, further maths and physics, for example. So just bear that in mind and really put that extra effort in. There's a book that goes with the revision guide at A-level called Essential Maths for A-level Physics. And, you can basically work through that and make sure you get the math skills. Is that all right, Rachel? I hope that makes sense. Basically, yes, as long as you're actually so into it, you're going to put the effort in to make that extra maths, skills. All right, I didn't do GCSE physics. Can you still do A-level physics? Yeah, I was remarking on this. It surprised me, actually. One of my strongest A-level students at the minute didn't do triple science, did combined science. So I think he's going to do really, really well because he's been committed and because he's made up for the bits that he maybe didn't have that the other students did have. But yeah, definitely, if you're doing combined science, you can still put down A-level physics. There'll be some gaps when you get there that other people will know stuff that you won't, but you'll just have to learn that stuff. But by that point, learning extra GCSE level stuff, it's not going to be a real issue. All right, dudes. I think that's it. So thanks a lot. Hope you like that little pop-up video, and we'll chat again soon. Yeah, it is better because I'm just doing it straight on my phone rather than using my phone's 4G and going through the thing. So we're going to sort out this streaming from school, and it'll be higher quality in future. All right, cheers now.